Donald Trump. It's just me, Paula Poundstone. I was just playing with the cats. At one point when I lived in Boston, I had an apartment a few blocks up the street from a place called Frankenstein's. It was a bar that sold hot dogs and showed movies. I loved that place. It was really fun. I saw Psycho there with my friend Ellen Quinn. So I got a job waitressing at the Frankenstein's, and after not very long at all, they decided I wasn't the Fräulein they wanted serving up their hot dogs, and they fired me. And that's what I want to talk to you about. You keep talking about the bureaucrats that you fired from the federal government. What you don't mention is that they were fired without cause. Many had just received very positive performance reviews, but were fired by late-night standardized emails from the Office of Personnel Management citing poor performance. You've recently been claiming that they now have jobs in the private sector where they're making 2 and 3 times more than what the government was paying them. You've said at first they hated you, but now they love you. That is really beautiful. I was wondering though, how do you know this? Do they come back to thank you, like in To Sir with Love or something? I find it odd because I never went back to the Frankenstein's, and I had a good job afterwards, and it was a lot easier to get into the Frankenstein's than it is to get into the White House. But Hal, who you fired from the Department of Energy, comes by a few months later, perhaps even taking time away from his new job? And you take the time there in the Oval Office to ask Hal, formerly of the Energy Department, how's the family? But you said many of the people you fired from the federal government were now making 2 or 3 times as much in the private sector. So you must host so many of these grateful former federal employees. Do they come all at once? Boy, don't you wish that ballroom was finished? There is just not enough room in the existing White House to host all of the people whose lives you've improved by lying about their job performance and firing them. They made new friends while waiting in line at the food bank and probably learned new ways to stretch a potato. Between firing federal workers and hiring white supremacists to work for ICE, you are a jobs president. By the way, I heard they arrested a 2-year-old today. Congratulations! The worst of the worst, huh? You know, if she ever sees the inside of a courtroom, she's going to try to wiggle out of it using the "I'm not even 3" defense. Don't let her get away with it. Tell Pam Bondi to try to get her on mortgage fraud.